Happy Sunday, everybody. I've got the Advent calendar, and like everything else in my life, I'm a few minutes behind on things. So, we're going to do Advent days 1 through 3 since today is the 3rd. And let's get started. Now, you're going to hear real life in the background at my house, as always. I've got the dogs in here, and I'm already starting to hear them, the little pitter patter of their paws, and who knows, my bird might say something, my husband might, but who cares? Let's just hang out and have a good Sunday together. I have not opened this yet. I wanted to do that with you guys. So, what I like about the Advent calendar is, say you don't have enough time, before Christmas to craft, this is an all occasion gift to yourself. So we've got embossing folders, we've got dies, embellishments, stencils, and we've got presents for the next, 21 days now, but for 24 days. So let's get into this. If anybody hops on and I don't see it, be sure to drop a comment so that I can say hello. Not expecting a whole lot of people in the afternoon on Sunday to be here, but you never know. Somebody might be bored and might want to hang out with me, so that's why I decided to jump on. So here we go. This is packaged so that they're all individual pieces. And let's find day number 1. I see number 2. I see number 3. Where's number 1? I am a mess, y'all. All right, here's day number 1. I'm just going to use the scissors to help me pry this open. And it kind of gives you a sneak peek of what you're going to be getting. And then it's also double wrapped here. It's super secure, clearly. All right, so let's see. So it looks like we've got a cute little car with the tires and whatnot for day number 1. For day number 2, let me make sure I'm in screen. Hi Jane, how are you? Are you having a good weekend? Ours has been kind of busy, just like any of the holiday season. But for sure today and yesterday and today we were busy. We just got back from the grocery store and that was a wacko time. Day number 2. Here's the sneak peek here. It's the Sending Good Thoughts, and it's just a floral. So again, you don't have to do this before Christmas in order to enjoy it. And we're going to go to number 3. Let's see. And it looks like we're going to have a border die. That's my guess anyway. Yep, sure are. So there we go. Hi Amanda, how are you today? All right, let's get into this. Now you all know that I fly by the seat of my pants. I have no plan for any of this. I'm going to zoom in so we get some of the glare gone. So this is day number 2. And I'm a struggle bus with this. All right. Not because the project is a struggle bus, but because I'm a struggle bus. My fingers aren't working today. All right, so you've got this border die, so you can either do it as an inlay, or you can use this little bottom piece to cut out the bottom of, a border, and that'll work on both sides. Now we're going to go back to day number 1. And honestly, I don't know in which order I'm going to craft in. I think I'm going to use these two together. And my plan, hi Linda, how's your day going? Everything so far, hello, I love everything so far. Me too. I'm never really disappointed with anything that Spellbinders puts out, especially with the Advent calendar. I just think of it as kind of a present to myself. I feel like my whole room is nothing but a present to myself. If you ask my husband, that's probably what he'd say too. All right, so you've got this long piece here and the card, and I'm imagining that these are the tires, and then this square piece is your present. And then you've got the bow and the pieces to make the tassels. And then the for you can inlay into the car door. I'm going to see if I have a magnet. I don't have a magnetic sheet, so we're going to hope that I don't send everything flying. Desk camera's not zooming correctly. Is that correct? How's that? On my end, it looks clear. You guys have a little bit of a lag, so you'll have to holler at me if it's not clear. So I'm going to use tags. These are tags that I bought at Staples, mainly because I'm a little bit on the lazy side. And this is the Spellbinders Evergreen folder, and it's a 3D embossing folder. So you get really nice dimension on here. So that's what we're going to use, just so that we have some texture, because you all know that I like texture. So again, that is the 3D embossing folder called Spellbinders Evergreen, and you can find that on the site. I did put the link in the gobbledygook somewhere in the video, so I know on replay that you definitely can. You can definitely find it. I am going to drop my generic Spellbinders link in the comments. Let me get that in there before I start going. Where's my desk magnet? You know, Amanda, that's the $1,000,000 question today. I'm not sure. If you guys could see my room, except for what's behind me and what's right here, everything looks like a bomb exploded. Kind of embarrassed to admit that. So I am literally using what's on my desk or near me. This is one of the itty bitty blender brushes from the Rabbit Hole. And this is Fake Plant by Simon Hurley. And I think if anybody was with me on, I don't know, Wednesday, you'll know this is exactly what I craft with as far as the colors from Wednesday. So I have not done any type of cleaning. And so I'm just using my blender brushes to put down some ink. Amanda, how's your cleaning coming today? Or did you decide to do something different? I should fly you out here to help me clean my craft room. It seems like lately the only thing that I have clean in my house is my stock room for my stamps. So kind of crazy. Didn't used to always be this way, but it is. So these are dye inks, and the reason I tell you that is if you're kind of getting a blotchy blend like I have right now, dye inks blend back, or I'm sorry, as they kind of like fade back a little bit as they dry. So don't be afraid to put ink down, because ultimately it's going to kind of like even itself out. And then if you want even more texture, all right. Wow, I just dropped my blender brush. So one of the techniques that I like to do is just rub it across the top, and so all of those embossed areas will now come forward, and they'll be darker than the rest of the tag. So far we're not doing any earth-shattering techniques. Amanda, you'll come to my room if I come to yours. I don't know. I think it would be a contest between your craft room and my craft room to see whose is worse, and I have a feeling it might be mine. I literally have product that I have gotten over the summer that I have not filed away. Now it is in a bin, so there's that, right? Okay, so I think I want to do the die cutting first. I'm being brave, everybody, because I don't know actually what is in my stash that's sitting next to me. You can see my head kind of disappeared here. I've got a folder of cardstock, and I'm hoping that I have enough I have enough colors that we can make a fun card today. Alright, so I'm going to use, I think this is pomegranate from Spellbinders. And I'm just trimming it down so that we can have a workable area. See, I don't even remember what measurements I have. Alright. I'm just doing that so that we can work easier here on my desk. And when I say we, I mean me. And I've got my mini maker that was gifted to me by a good friend. She knows who she is if she's watching. Alright, so I just zoomed in and now I'm zooming back out. So I'm putting the pomegranate down. I'm putting the car in there. Now I really wish that this was like a little bug car, you know what I'm saying? Without me having to say it. And the reason I say that is my mother, when she was bringing me home from the holidays from Virginia when I was like a newborn, she had me in the back of a beetle car. I'm trying not to say the name so I don't get kicked off of YouTube or Facebook. And it caught fire. And as you know, those engines are in the back of the car, so the fire was the closest to me. And when it happened, she was in the middle of the night in the mountains. And it's a story that has never died, as far as, you know, every Christmas the story is told. One of my very favorite ornaments is a beetle car, one of the old ones. But that's my story that I have to share with you guys today about my childhood and my family Christmas tree. I've got to oil that thing. That is such a crack pop. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. All right, so we're peeling this out, and here we go. We're just going to pop out the windows, and we've got the places for the tire wells. And that's one thing that I really do like about Spellbinders is they take the guesswork out of the dies. You know, sometimes you get those dies that have like 1,000 pieces, and you have no idea where it goes. I came into the world like with a blaze of glory. Yes, ma'am, Amanda, you're right. I did. And if I have my way, that's exactly how I'm going to go out of this world, is, you know, blazing through life, because that's who I am. I never want to die sick and in a hospital room. It's going to be because I jumped out of an airplane or did something fun and it didn't work out. But hopefully that's like in a million years, because I have a lot of things that I would like to continue doing. So that was the first wheel. And now we're going to do the second. You could inlay this little circle here, but I think I'm going to do that in white or a metallic. I'm not sure yet. So what's everybody up to this Sunday? Anything fun? We went shopping yesterday. We continued with our Black Friday shopping, even though that was a week ago. Christmas shopping is in full gear at my house. Kind of funny, my husband was with me, so he already knows, but I bought him some soap by Duke Cannon. It's one of my favorite brands. And the reason I like it, it's just a really good brand. It's kind of a natural and everything always works. And they had a big black charcoal piece of soap. We were at the hardware store of all places, and it was supposed to be like a lump of coal, and it just cracked me up. So he and our son both got one, and of course he knows about it, but our son does not. So when he opens it up, he's going to think that he got a lump of coal for Christmas, and I am personally on board with that today. And I can't wait to see him, because, you know, when you give a 20-something-year-old a lump of coal for Christmas, they don't find that stuff hilarious. You all have seen my husband on lives, and he is the ultimate dad jokester. So it's right up there with, kind of on par with what my child should expect. but he still doesn't like it. Last year, Ethan got a hamburger press from Walmart. You know, it's one of the, it looked like a hamburger, but you like put your hamburger patty in there and then you can like, it pats out the perfect hamburger. I don't know. And when he opened it, he just looked at his dad and said, yeah, this is for you. You just keep it. And my husband was just cracking up thinking it was the funniest thing. Now, if I had been 21 and I had received a hamburger press, I would have maybe chucked it at him. So he behaved better than I would have. So what else is going on? Let's see. I'm going to refresh my screen just in case I'm missing some comments. Our internet, despite the fact that we pay for a higher speed internet, we are constantly buffering at our house, especially if somebody in the house is streaming or if I'm live. It just seems like it never fails. I'm going to sneak behind me here and hopefully I have some gold cardstock. Yep, that's negative. Can you all bear with me for just a second while I go get some gold? I don't ever plan this stuff, so that's where we're at. Okay, and the reason I'm getting some gold out is because I would like a gold bow on my present. All right, look at this. I still cut it too wide. So from here, I am using the bow and this long piece. And it was really funny. I was watching Corinne Wiskman. She did her unboxing of the car, and she thought this thing was supposed to wrap around the present or something. She's a hoot. If you guys ever watch her, I'm sure most of you do. And at the very end, she's, oh, this is supposed to wrap around the entire car and the present, and it was just so funny. So since I watched her little reel the other day, I do know that this is supposed to wrap around the entire car. All right, let's go ahead and poke this out. Now I keep all of my pieces kind of in one spot. I try to do most of my die cutting first and then get into the rest of the stuff. But of course, you do what makes you happy, because this is all about our creativity and what we're trying to, you know, what you do. I don't want this to be a red present. This green almost matches the other green. But I think we've addressed this earlier this month, or actually late last month, where if we take some ink, we can change the color of our cardstocks. So we're going to start with this green color, and we're going to see if I like that with our tag. And you know, we might just change it right back to red. You know, who knows what I'm going to do. All right. So if anybody's wondering, the die cutting machine that I have is the Mini Maker, and it used to be by the Makers Movement. They are, I don't think, producing stamps and dies anymore, but there might still be a few of these around. And if you're interested in, you can. I also have the honeybee version of this, if you are interested in that. All right, so let's see where we're at. I think I'm going to die cut this one more time, and I'm going to do it in the red. I think I want a red topper. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just keeping all of my options open. Okay, so we've got that going. We've got the tag. So at this point in time in my Christmas crafting, I'm kind of making a switch to tags because I feel like I've been making Christmas cards since like June, and quite frankly, I'm over it, and it's time to start making stuff for for tags and gifts and that kind of stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of different like craftiness going on in my craft room with all the different companies that I work with, including my own. But we're gonna kind of switch things up to tag making, I think. Now you might see some every once in a while that I do something different or do a card, because quite frankly, that's what I like to do, is I like to make cards. But today I need a little bit of a change up. I am looking for my crafter's wand. Is this one? Yay, I have one. All right. So I'm using my Barely Art glue, and this is available in Prickly Pear shop as well as Spellbinders, and you can go check that out. That cute little cupcake was from Prickly Pear Stamps, and I've got one in the teal available, in that pink and teal, and I have one in yellow and purple available. So if you have to have it, you should probably go grab that before it's sold out. I will restock those. I'm just not sure with the mail system when I'm getting those. I know that my supplier has shipped it, but I don't count on anything these days, you know, with it being the holidays. I just was at the post office late last night, and it read that if you want anything shipped, it needs to be shipped by the 16th of December to guarantee it by the 24th. And I think the 21st, if you want to pay like 1 day priority. That's expensive, folks. That's expensive. So I would recommend anything that you need to ship to your loved ones, that you get it done prior to the 16th. All right. So I'm putting some glue down here on the hubs. Now you can do exactly what I'm doing, where you just put it over that. Or if you want it to look like a hubcap, you can do it like that. So whichever way you want to do it, since I'm already committed because I already glued one down. So we're doing this. And again, this is a tag. This is something that somebody's going to rip off of a present and they're never going to see it again. So I'm not going into great detail as far as trying to like make it absolutely accurate as far as, you know, the anatomy of a car. Is there such thing as an anatomy? I don't know what the right word would be. I don't know. I'm a hot mess. I'm always a hot mess. So with this car, I want a little bit of shading. So I'm going to add some red. So this is, again, still on my desk from the other day when I went live. And we're going to use bee sting. Now, ultimately, you could absolutely do this first. In fact, I would probably recommend it. But since I didn't know what I was going to do, that's what we're doing today. I'm not even sure that this is really showing up really well on this cardstock. Like, I don't know if it's a dark enough color. We might have to go with a brown, maybe. Instead of the engine being on fire from like when I was a kid, now we just lost a wheel. We've been an axle, guys. We lost the wheel. Fun, fun, fun. Let's see. I'm going to refresh this again. Going to use some more glue. Let's see. So what do you guys think? I'm not coloring yet today, which is new for me. All right, so let's clean this off and move on to the next thing. I am going to wait to do like a to and from until I know who it's going to go to. So I'll make a separate piece. I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and add some texture. I'm going to do that with a Copic. I just said I wasn't gonna color, and here I am. I don't even have my glasses to color. Oops. So I chose a YG63, just add some shading here. You could really use any color. And again, this is because it's on color cardstock. It's kind of looking like it's super dark as far as the transition color. But that's going to go ahead. That'll dry back a little bit too. You can already see where it's, drying back. And then I'm using my YG61 just to blend it a hair. And I am going to go ahead and put the red cap. So we're going to have a red and green present. Putting a bead of glue on there. And we're going to just glue that to the top. Like, guys, these are like, if I wasn't on here live, this would be just a matter of minutes that this is going to take. I am going to pop up the car. You know that that's my thing. And I think I'm going to have the car kind of hanging off the edge because I think that's kind of cool. Amanda found her glasses so she's able to see. I wish she would come find mine. I keep looking to see if it's on my other desk. So my craft room is split up. Well, I've got a cutting system, like a cutting station. Actually, I have two because I've got my big one over there behind me. That's for like if I'm getting ready for retreats or I'm doing mass production. Then I've got a area for my die cutting, which is in front of the computer that I'm standing or sitting at. And then I have another desk with another computer on the front side of my room. So I have one where I do my crafting and I have one where I do my working as far as, editing and that kind of stuff. So I don't know why I'm sharing all of that with you guys other than just trying to talk to y'all. I don't know. And I've already lost... Nope, I didn't. I'm struggling to get this on straight. Let's see here. Let's see how this is going to go. So I thought I had already lost this strip, and I have not. So it's going to go like so. And since I popped up the car, we're going to automatically go ahead and pop up the present. Let me cut this down just a hair. So this is just just foam tape. This is not anything, that you can do whatever you like. And I'm putting it right there. Not a whole lot of differentiation in color. I don't think it's necessary. Like I said, this is going to go on a package or on a plate of cookies or on something. And it's going to get tossed in the garbage. So I am not going to fret over, the pops of color and all that stuff. You all know that I love red. That red always pops off. And what's nice about Christmas, that I think that what always draws our eye in with Christmas colors, the traditional colors anyway, is that red and green are opposite on the color wheel. So red and green automatically are just very vibrant and they speak to people because of that. All right, one more bead of glue on there and we are going to call this done. So tell me, I don't even know where those pieces went. I've already lost the little bow. No, I haven't. It's right here, guys. Yay. So the tassels of the bow, I didn't pop out. And so we're going to sneak those in. We're just going to put a dot of glue up there at the little V where it comes together. You think I need some bling? Bling to the rims. Okay. All right, so I have, what do I have on my desk? The bling is what I actually started to put away. So that's what I have. Usually I have like 5 different kinds of bling on my desk at all times, but today I've got silver, and I think I might have turquoise, which is not going to go with this at all. So we're going to go ahead and just use the silver. I'm going to put 2 dots in the tire wells of the car, or the hubcaps of the car, excuse me, not tire wells. My, as I called it earlier, the anatomy of the car, the parts of the car, I have no idea what it is. I know where the keys to the car go, and that is if I don't lose them. So here's a true story. 5 years ago, I put my second set of keys somewhere really special, and we have yet to find them. So on Black Friday, there was a deal. You know the orange van that sits outside of our big box stores sometimes, and they're always trying to get you to do keys. Well, anyway, they had a deal for like $160 to get a second set of keys made. And for my car, it cost like over $500 to have a key done and have it paired with your car. And I never wanted to pay that because in my mind, my second set of keys is somewhere in this house. And so I just dropped the die. Oh. Anyway, so we finally bought a car. We finally bought a second key from the orange van on Black Friday, which in return is, it's just in time for me probably to sell my car. So this is the magnetic die holder that Amanda was talking about. And since I just sent one of my dies flying across my room, I am going to do that. So this is available at Prickly Pear. I think there's only 1 or 2 left in the store. So if you want that, it is available. This is $32. I have dropped it down from $40, so it is a good deal. It comes in 2 pieces. Now I glued mine together, but if you go on any type of retreats or whatever, it's real easy to pack, because this piece here, which I can't show you because I glued mine, because I want mine always on my desk to sit up like this. So it is here. It's in my shop. There's 1 or 2 left if you are interested in it. That's pricklypear.com, and just look up magnetic. Just type in the word magnetic in the search bar and you'll find it. So here's my first little tag. Now we could be really cute. Let's do that. Let's add, I like ribbon, guys. It's my favorite thing on earth, and I like a lot of different tassels. So I'm actually going to weed this through instead of doing that cute little knot thing that we all do, to feed it through. So we're going to do that. So now we've got the string that comes on the tag from Staples. I know that you can find some tags, already made, like from Tim Holtz, that kind of stuff, if that's what you want to do. I had these in my stash for I don't know how long. So we're going to use them up. We're going to use them up for the next 21 days. All right. Marianne, how are you? I was just, before I jumped on, I just was reading your little thread about everything that's going on, and I hope all is well. And again, that's not my story to tell, so there you go. We're going to go ahead and, we can chop this off. And again, if you don't like that white string, you would be more than okay to chop that off. I just like all the things. So again, I am reserving the right to put the to and from on at a different time, because I don't know who it's going to go from. And I would probably stamp it and put it on the back here, because since I embossed this. So that was the Evergreen 3D embossing folder from Spellbinders. And this is day 1 of the Advent calendar. So we've got day 2 and 3 that we're going to work on next. All right, so let's find that tag. Handy dandy tag. And I think these are called like shipping tags. I think is what or inventory tags is what they had what's that word? Staples. All right, next I'm bringing out the Misty. fastly go. Love it. So let's talk about this for a second. We're using day 1 and day 2 of, day 2 and 3 for this one. Now I've got the waffle flower sticky mat in there, and that's why I'm having picked this up. So let's talk about how we're going to construct this. This is like a 2x2 stamp, I think, close to what we have here. So we could kind of do it kind of cattywampus. We could put this in there and we can make it shorter. In fact, I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape this down. Best ever craft tape. Marianne, if you're still with me, the gift that I sent you, or no, I'm sorry, the card that I sent you with the gift that I sent you, actually has, I closed it because I know that germs are a thing this time of year. I actually closed your card with the best ever craft tape, and I literally just kind of cracked up at it because leave it up to a crafter to use something that stupid, but that's what was on my desk and that's what you got. But you need to know it was sent with love. Love is what matters, people. It's the only thing that matters. Glue press. Where is my glue press? It's somewhere in this craft room. Again, the only thing that I've got going on in my, in my craft room right now that is clean is what's directly behind me, and even that's all smoke and mirrors, because anything to the right and left of what you can't see is got stuff piled everywhere. Tomorrow, after I get the rest of my stamps submitted for my release, then I'm going to be cleaning. And I haven't decided if we're going to start in my bedroom or if we're going to start in my craft room. Honestly, it would make sense to do my craft room. Okay, here we go. Mini maker. Is this going to fit? This die does not fit into my mini maker, so excuse me for just a second while I go to my platinum machine. Y'all, I didn't have this planned very well. I told you this is by the seat of my pants. So the die actually cuts out all ends. I was thinking that it was just an inlay die. It is not. So when I say that I just opened this and I had no idea, I'm not lying. Let's see what we're going to do here. There's always a plan. B, C, D, E, F, all of those. Alright, so this is an intricate die, but look how nice it cuts out. I mean, there's no guesswork here at all. And I'm just weeding that. This is absolutely live. You're seeing all the stuff that could go wrong. And it's happening. It's happening, folks. But fear not. There's more than one tag on my desk. Thank goodness for that. So, let's pull one out. Voila, fixed it. So, since I have this cute little border down here, and I am a fan of white on white, we're going to keep it that way. You could definitely color it, you could ink it, you could do whatever you wanted with it. But since I now have the pleasure of gluing that down, now we're going to use our Misty first. We're going to use the stamp. All right, what else is going on today? This has been a very quiet little chat, so tell me what's going on. Tell me if there's any surprises, any anything good going on. I mean, in my opinion, there's a lot going on good in the world, but I know sometimes this time of year can be extremely difficult for people. And if that's you, I just want to let you know that I love you. I'm glad that you're here with me today. And if you don't mind, I want you to take your arms and wrap one around each side, like so, but wherever you want. And then give yourself a squeeze, and that's a hug for me. Because without you guys, you know, I wouldn't have all that I have. And I have made some of the best of friends in this craft world because of putting myself out there. So, again, love you guys, and I'm glad that you're here with me today on Sunday or on replay. Alright, so I inked that up with some Copic friendly ink. You could use whatever you have. If you want to leave it white, you know, if you just want a white on white card, you could do that. And we're done. So I did mine cattywampus. Looking at it, I played around with the placement. You could do it any which way you wanted. I just wanted mine kind of diagonal across the card. So we're going again. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't think this is going to be a very hard card to color. So I'm using, like I said, a tag from Staples. So we're not going to do a lot of blending because I don't know how well we blend on this cardstock. I will say that I have used watercolor markers, kind of like zigs or whatnot on this, and it held up really well. We didn't use a lot of water. We just used them straight down for one of my make and takes, and it was perfect. So you definitely can use like zigs or Arteza, you know, markers, the brush markers. Those do work on this. And a little tip, if you stamp it in Memento and use those markers, it's not going to run. And typically, most dye inks would run with a water-based marker. So I'm going to zoom in just a hair for you guys, and we're going to auto focus. So bear with me for just a second. I think we're starting to buffer. I'm going to refresh my screen because it looks like we are, as I call it, stuck in stupid. All right. So this is the YG67, and I'm just putting a little bit of shadow where the flowers are overlapping, and then along the stem, or the vein, excuse me. And remember, these are probably going to be ripped off of a package at some point, so I am not doing super fine lines or taking my time to color them. I'm just getting them down. This would be a beautiful image on a card, but you could do whatever you want. Now, I am going to put this on a Christmas package instead of, so I think this stamp says sending good thoughts. I am not going to stamp that on there because I'm going to use everything for Christmas. So this was super simple coloring. Now I'm coming in with my mid-tone, or the color that you see the most of. And it still looks like my screen is frozen. Okay, well, I'm back. When it freezes like that, I have no idea if anybody's talking to me or not. So this is the YG63, and this is your mid-tone. And I'm just extending that, and I'm just leaving a little bit of the highlight color so that we get some dimension in our coloring. Super easy, and there would be a little bit of a shadow here where that flower overhangs. Now, if you really want that to pop, you could use some YG03 over the top of that. Just one little wash, and all of a sudden it brings those leaves to life. Because the YG63 family, like 61 through 7, it has more gray in it than what the YG03 is. So you're going to get a different color dimension. Now, I know that I always use my one special color of reds, and we're not going to do that today. We're going to use the R3, 2, 3, 5, 3, 7, and 3, 9. And that's just because I want to see you guys see something different on there. Are they back in stock? Which the glue press? So that's a question to Mary Ann, if the glue press is back in stock. I don't know. I know that I watched a video earlier today, and the card maker was saying that they're nowhere in stock. So they have done like a restock notice on Simon, on I don't know if the Rabbit Hole is actually carrying them still, or if it was just something she was doing for the show. But My Sweet Petunia, you can get onto their notify me when back in stock, and that's what I would suggest that you do. So I'm using my darkest color, and I'm just kind of like feathering this in. Now, if this was for anything but a tag, I would put some dimension coming from both sides of the flower so it would look like it was bent. But again, I'm imagining my kids opening this, and this would be like thrown in the trash in 2.2 seconds. Amanda, didn't Scraps of Love have refill bottles? Because, I mean, it's been like over a month since I was there, but I know that they had refills, but they didn't have the actual glue press. But you would know because you were just there. I'm in Kentucky. Scraps of Love is in Arizona, guys. And again, this is really simple coloring, so anywhere a petal would hang over the next one, I'm putting in the shadow, and that's with my R39. And the key to any type of coloring, whether it's Copic, whether it's watercolor, is that you put your scary dark in. And you can achieve the scary dark either with a 3-9 color, or your darkest red, your darkest green, whatever the darkest color is in your family that you're working with. Or you can put in like a gray, like a cool gray, and that can be your shading. So you don't have to have all the markers. I have to have all the markers. So Amanda, when I at the Scraps of Love, when I saw it, and again, that was over a month ago. I was there, I think, with your mom actually. They were hanging up at the register like a foot off the ground, but they were hanging. Can y'all hear my dogs? So I put an air tag on my dog, so I had to put on their collars, not on them, because my one deaf and blind guy likes to run away. He's only deaf and blind when he wants to be, just so you understand. So I've got an air tag on him so that I can follow where he's at when he's gone. I wish that we had those 13 years ago when I got him, because it would have saved me a lot of heartache, man. I used to, in the snow, would be chasing him around, calling, screaming for him. And when I say screaming, we're talking my version of screaming. This is about as loud as my voice gets on a good day. But man, I would be so upset, and I would just, at the end of the day, I would just pray that I would find him, and I'd spend like an hour looking for my dog, and then boom, I would look up and he'd be in my yard. Like, he had traveled, he would be full of mud, he'd be full, he'd be a mess. But ultimately, he would always come back. I would cry, I'd get so upset. I mean, if anybody knows me, my little Yorkie that's 13 years old, I just can't get over the fact that he's that old. He is like my pride and joy. He's my second favorite human being. And if, my husband's watching, Sean, you're my number one. But yeah, my dog is my world. Now I'm finishing this off with the R32. Again, use whatever colors are in your wheelhouse, whatever makes you happy with this. But guys, this advent calendar is sold out on Spellbinders. It is sold out on Simon on the 1st of December. There were still some available at Simon, but not on Spellbinders, and they are not going to restock this because let's face it, it's for Christmas. It's an advent calendar, but that doesn't mean that you can't use stamps that are in your stash, or other stamps that call you on the websites, and pick up something that you like. And I'm right now, this is not a traditional Christmas stamp, right? But look at it. You've got a really pretty card, and because I colored it red with the green, all of a sudden it kind of looks like Christmas. So just think out of the box every once in a while. Use something different and see what you can come up with. I am going to use my Barely Art glue to glue this down. So I'm going to use a tweezers just to hold it so I can kind of dot this on. So your Barely Art glue will not clog if you've got it like upside down or have the pin in it. However, if you leave it sitting up and air gets to it, it will. What I like about Barely Art glue is it doesn't have like cornstarch and all that stuff in it to make it clog. So really, if you keep the pin in there, or have a glue holder like the one I showed you earlier, then it will work. The other thing that I like, so say if you struggle, with getting things on perfectly straight or something like that, and you need a little bit of wiggle room, Barely Art glue dries matte and clear. So some of the other ones that are on the market, they dry clear, but they dry shiny, so you still see all of our mistakes, right? So what a pretty tag. What do you think that we need to jazz this up at all? I mean, I know that Amanda's going to say I need to use some bling, so let's get it out. So I've got my bling stored in, I call them Tic Tac containers, but it's called, oh God, is it a bling cache? I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I found mine on Amazon. I know that there are some people that carry them in the craft world. I'm not sure who all does. But the point is you can get some very inexpensive kits out there. I also have one that's like circular bottles, and it's like a drawer, and it's got round things. It's what you store like diamond dots in. So anything works. I mean, do you? But I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, what is that you've got?" And I think it was originally meant for people who sew. I do not sew. I don't even know how to put a button on. I can't make that up. I know that stitching on cards is pretty easy. So if you're like me and you can't sew, you absolutely can use like the Stitch Club of the Month from Spellbinders. I really need to upgrade my sewer bling right now because I've only got the really large ones, and I actually don't love the large bling, but that's what's left, which is why it's left, is because I don't love it. Let's see here. I am fighting with this little piece of bling that keeps flipping over on me. And I'm going to use this ginormous one here. So there we go. We've got two really simple projects. And I need a bow. I need something. I need something in here. So now I must have a thing for gingham. Send me the link to what? Oh, to the storage. I will do that. Amanda, I saw your comment that Scraps of Love moves stuff on a weekly basis. I believe that. They are such a huge store. And my goodness, I mean, stuff is everywhere, but they do a really good job with the merchandising. I admit that, man. All right, so I went with a shorter piece that time because last time I used way more than I needed. And because I've got black twine on my desk, guys, we're using what I have. And you don't have to put a bow around this like I do. I make bows all the time. Please don't ever ask me to make a bow online because I fiddle way too long with it. I'm trying to find a reverse tweezers so I can keep this clamped. If you guys don't have a reverse tweezers, I absolutely recommend them. You can find them pretty much anywhere. But they make life so much easier. Like, you know, this is gift wrapping time of year. My goodness, how many times have we like said, oh, can you hold this please? And if you have a reverse tweezers, you don't need the help. Unless, you know, you're like wrapping presents with your honey and you want him to help you and all that stuff. My honey tends to run out of the room when it's gift wrapping time. And then I'll be up until like, I don't know, 3 in the morning wrapping presents. Okay, so here are my 2 tags. They are super easy, super fast. Let's get the tools out of the way so you can see them. And that is, here, I'm gonna zoom out just a hair. So there's my coloring for the roses, and there's my car. This is my Sunday version of crafting. We may or may not come back on later tonight to do some other craziness. I'm not sure. Sean and I were going to have like a contest between each other to see who could do what with like some Dollar Tree stuff and some stamping stuff. I don't know. I don't know how he's feeling if we're going to actually do that, but these are my day 1, 2, and 3 for the Advent calendar. I will be back tomorrow with something, either a video, a reel, or even I might come on live. It just depends how my day goes. So happy Sunday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.